journey so far, Brianna Pinto?
I've had many highlights that I could share today. The first highlight is definitely being the U.S. Youth Speaker for the United Bid Committee that helped secure the hosting rights to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Just leaving a lasting legacy on North American soccer, I think, will change the trajectory of my career and also create pathways for other people to fall in love with the game. Through our foundation, Pinto Football Foundation, we want other kids just to love the game and have that sense of community. And I feel like we're entering one of the most special eras of football in North America, specifically in the United States. We're hoping that it will become the preeminent sport. But on the field, I definitely say just representing the youth national teams with the US and playing in two youth World Cups at the U17 and U20 levels. I definitely want to add on to that and play at a senior team level in a World Cup and Olympics. But those experiences were enriching because I got to travel to such incredible places, both France and Jordan, for those two the World Cups. And I got to play against global talent who are taking the world by storm. The women's game is growing at an incredible rate, and there's so much investment that's coming into it. So to be at the professional level because of the experiences at the youth national team that prepared me for where I am today, I'm really grateful just for those opportunities to represent my country.
Any particular game or achievement that mean a lot to you?
Well, as my parents mentioned, education came first. So before my goal of playing for the national team or playing professionally, my first goal was to play at UNC. That was what I knew. That was in my community, and there were many change makers and pioneers in the women's game that played for UNC women's soccer and then went on to play for the United States national team. So my first goal was to become a star at Carolina, get my education, and compete for a national championship. So one particular game was my first game as a Tar Heel. Again, I had dreamed of being in that position for years, probably since the age of 3. And just to have the Carolina logo across my chest and have my family and friends on the sideline watching me play and realize those dreams, it was really special. So actually, in my first ever game as a Tar Heel, I scored the game-winning goal, which was a free kick to the back post in Anson Dorrance's 1,000th victory. So that was just a testimony to how hard my family's worked, not only to get me there, but how they've pushed me, and also my dad's legacy at Carolina as well, because he actually was recruited by Anson. So just to see that game come true and realize a dream of being a Tar Heel, I think that will be a memorable moment in my career.
Good. Why is it important to speak? Why is it important for you to speak out for women equality in sport?
Yeah, so when I was at the 68th FIFA Congress in Moscow, Russia, I looked around the room and the governance of an organization like that didn't reflect all the people that played football globally. As a Black woman on the stage in 2018, we had to consider the political climate of welcoming the rest of the world to a World Cup in 2026. And, for me as a Black woman advocating for a men's World Cup, it meant something. It sent a message that we need to make this sport equitable. We need to make it safe. We need to make it a place where everyone feels loved and valued, no matter where you're from or what you look like. So, with regard to equity in sport and my own personal advocacy, I thought about what can I do in my own community to make this sport a more open and accepting place. So I ran for a seat on the U.S. Soccer Athletes Council. I'm also a member of the National Women's Player Association. So that's the NWSLPA. And then I also have just done some work with Pinto Football Foundation of just getting kids into the sport. And basically, with all of those organizations, the Black Women's Player Collective as well, we wanted to create safe spaces for people to feel like they're being advocated for. So, just equal access to fields, support in governance to make sure that there are player protections, care with medical care. So, just to ensure that people can have long and fulfilling careers, so that at the pro level that they will be taken care of, because you only get one body. So it's up to the athletes to make sure that they protect it. So it's a long-winded answer, but I share all that to say that there are so many structures in place that make professional football an enriching career, and the generation before me has done so much work to get women to this place. I grew up watching the men's game and they had all those resources. So to now carry on that load and carry on the work of the people before me, I want to help get the women's game to the future, and where we're having equitable